In a monumental shift for its national defense structure, Poland is preparing to enter the era of military space capability with the launch of its first dedicated reconnaissance satellites. This development is not just a technological upgrade but a strategic transformation that reflects Poland's growing role along NATO's eastern flank, particularly with the Russian invasion of Ukraine reshaping security dynamics across Europe. As tensions rise and threats grow more unpredictable, Warsaw has recognized that future conflicts will be driven by intelligence supremacy, real-time surveillance, and space-enabled targeting. The country's latest satellite initiative marks the beginning of a long-term vision to establish Poland as a modern, space-aware military power. The first satellite under this groundbreaking program is scheduled to launch aboard a SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket as part of the Transporter 15 mission. Although the deployment was initially planned for November 11, aligning with Poland's Independence Day, it has now been rescheduled for November 19 due to logistical adjustments by SpaceX. Liftoff will take place from the Vandenberg Space Force Base in California, a site globally known for polar orbit and Earth observation missions. Once deployed into low Earth orbit, the satellite will begin forming the backbone of Poland's future military reconnaissance architecture. The satellite system itself is a collaborative creation between Finland's ICEYE, one of the world's leading producers of synthetic aperture radar satellites, and Poland's own PGZ, the nation's dominant state-owned defense conglomerate. This partnership symbolizes more than a business contract. It represents Poland's effort to blend its domestic defense industry with Europe's most advanced private sector space innovators. The Micro-SAR program, under which these satellites are being produced, includes a confirmed order for 3 spacecraft, with the potential to expand to a fleet of 6. The signing of the contract last May, valued at approximately PLN 860 million, reflects Poland's long-term commitment to building infrastructure that will support intelligence-driven military operations for decades. A key highlight of this system is the use of synthetic aperture radar technology. Traditional optical satellites capture imagery much like a camera, depending heavily on daylight and clear skies. In contrast, SAR satellites can penetrate clouds, operate in total darkness, and capture detailed images regardless of weather conditions. This makes them invaluable in regions like Eastern Europe, where weather can be unpredictable and where rapid intelligence updates can determine battlefield outcomes. ICEYE's CEO Rafał Modrzewski has emphasized that the Polish military will receive imaging resolutions as fine as 25 centimeters, allowing analysts to observe vehicles, structures, troop concentrations, missile positions, and camouflaged assets with extraordinary precision. The urgency behind Poland's space program cannot be understood without acknowledging the conflict in Ukraine. Since 2022, Poland has acted as one of Ukraine's strongest military backers and simultaneously worked to bolster its own defenses. The war demonstrated how crucial satellite intelligence is, with Ukraine relying heavily on commercial providers for battlefield awareness, damage assessment, troop tracking, and precision targeting. Recognizing this, Warsaw accelerated its own efforts to lessen dependence on international partners during emergencies and instead build sovereign intelligence systems that give the Polish military full autonomy over what it sees, when it sees it, and how that information is used. Deputy Defense Minister Cezary Tomczyk noted that this single capability represents an unprecedented milestone in Polish military history and places the nation among only a select group of states equipped with high-resolution satellite reconnaissance. ICEYE's involvement has also led to broader developments across Europe's defense landscape. In May 2025, the Finnish company formed a joint venture with German defense powerhouse Rheinmetall, creating Rheinmetall ICEYE Space Solutions. This company aims to develop and manufacture next-generation SAR satellites, integrating space intelligence into European security frameworks. With Rheinmetall holding 60% of the shares, the collaboration strengthens industrial ties across NATO allies while positioning Europe as a serious competitor in the global military space sector. Traditionally dominated by the United States, Russia, and China, To manage its expanding space infrastructure, Poland created the Geospatial Intelligence and Satellite Services Agency, a dedicated institution responsible for processing raw satellite data and converting it into actionable military intelligence. This agency will support mission planning, surveillance activities, target identification, and battlefield assessment. Its head, Colonel Leszek Paszkowski, has stated that the satellites will serve as the eyes of the Polish armed forces, guiding commanders in making informed decisions and enabling the deep precision strikes that form a core pillar of Poland's evolving deterrence doctrine. The agency's creation highlights Poland's strategic belief that space assets will be as essential to future warfare as tanks or fighter jets once were. The story extends even further with Poland's partnership with Airbus, under which 2 additional reconnaissance satellites were ordered in December 2022. These spacecraft, scheduled for launch by 2027, will operate as part of a combined French-Polish intelligence constellation designed to significantly enhance Europe's defensive resilience. The contract, valued at roughly €575 million, reflects Poland's multi-layered approach to reconnaissance, combining domestic capability, international cooperation, and integration with NATO allies. With all these developments unfolding simultaneously, Poland is rapidly transforming itself into a key military space power within Europe. The launch of its first SAR satellite is not an isolated milestone but the first chapter of a much larger strategy focused on sovereignty, deterrence, technological independence, and strategic advantage. As the global security environment continues to evolve, Poland's investment in space-based intelligence sends a clear message: in the wars of tomorrow, information will be as vital as ammunition, and dominance in orbit will shape victories on the ground. The coming years will show just how profoundly this satellite system influences Poland's role within NATO and its ability to safeguard its own future.